let's go.
All right, we're live. Welcome back to Kingdom Cast. It's your host, formerly known as Bad Luck Chuck. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share all your social media platforms. And if you're watching this from Twitter, please hit the retweet and like button so you let people know where you're watching from and let people know that you're sharing it across the globe. All right, so here are my guys, Country on the top right, and our newest member of the Kingdom Cast Media Fam, Trey. Shout out to the Red Shirts podcast coming soon. So yeah, fellas, we a week away from the NFL draft. Big night. Brett Veach came out of the press conference. I'm gonna break that down here in a sec. But fellas, man, how we doing? How we feeling?
What up, though?
Look, it's a great time, man. I think that the main thing about it is Brett Veach don't ever change nothing. He makes everybody question who he gonna draft, and he gonna make people think that he gonna make some people upset, make some people happy. It's a typical Brett Veach type draft. So I'm excited myself. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think that we're gonna have some surprises and can't wait.
Man, I don't believe a word Brett V said today.
More
Look,
Y'all
smoke
crazy.
screens. More smoke screens,
It's a
huh?
lot of it's a lot of fluff and a little bit of truth.
facts.
I mean,
Eh,
he ain't lying. It's not like he blatantly lying to you, but he's not telling you what he's gonna do. Uh, maybe you
Never
can
has
like
really.
put some strings together and tie it up and try to do something, but most of that stuff is just talk. It's a lot of talk. Nate Taylor did ask some good questions that revealed a couple of things about his strategy, and but most of the stuff is just talk, man. You're not gonna get no real you're not
mm,
gonna get no real direction on where Brett Veach is going.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that
I
the
do.
right
He did reveal some things though. He said that he was talking with who did he say he was talking with? The guy from Chicago, right? Poles.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, polls.
our
And who
former
else did he say he was talking to?
I know the Minnesota Vikings beat writer been linking us to them
Yeah.
as far
So
as trading up.
yeah.
he said he didn't want to talk to them too much because he didn't want them all having the same draft board.
I think the
So
thing
that's kind
mhm.
of maybe you look what Chicago doing is kind of like similar to what Kansas City's doing,
Yeah.
or people that worked with him before. They kind of got the same kind of themes and what do you call it, scouting directions and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a tell, but even that is like flimsy at best. So
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I mean, this is something that we've already seen before, where Brett says something, be like, "Oh, uh, like he said, we might be exploring Damian Martinez." Of course, we have some fans who love the move, some fans who don't like the move. It gives you an idea of not only how versatile this draft is, but he's not gonna try and number one, he's not gonna say something blatantly lying, but he's gonna do something that some people might not think that is possible. And it really might confuse a lot of teams, or it might confuse a lot of fans. But all in all, usually I think as long as Brett has the system, he's not ever gonna show it to us until he drafts them, and nobody's ever gonna be an expected pick. So I can't wait for it.
The thing I
here's
find
here's
interesting, I
the
find interesting is this. Is it interesting is the I'm just interested in like just hearing Brett Veach go through the process of like breaking down the list. He said like on the board it's like slightly over 200 players or other 200
mhm.
players on the list, and it was interesting to hear him break down the process of break it down to like
Mm.
what he say like maybe 10, like his top 10.
He said
It's
12
or
in
12,
the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
round. Yeah, he said 12
Mm-hmm.
to 13 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
shoot.
And he like breaks them down by each round, so
Mm.
like if they're available, so
I
Well,
just go ahead.
he said running back. I can go from 1 to 5. I can find a corner in the middle rounds. He gave you insights. There's a lot of DNs in this draft. I think he I think he damn near said the defensive tackles is like top heavy. It you just gotta listen, bro. Like it's just like you really gotta listen to what he's saying and then like go in between what he's saying and you'll find the truth in there. So it's just like him, Andy. Okay, somebody tried to log into the Kingdom Cast Gmail. hopefully, hopefully that's DMAC. Huh? There's nobody trying to hack us. But anyway,
Nah, nobody's hacking.
I think he says a lot, and you just gotta look in between it and navigate through it, and you'll find the truth in there somewhere. Because he gave you some insights, he give you some tells, but it's not gonna be a lot. Him, Andy, Pat, they know how to talk to you without even saying nothing to you. Especially Andy. Andy's a master at saying absolutely nothing, but saying 20 minutes of a press conference.
Yeah. He definitely makes you think, and he also makes you like really listen, because you could sit over there and think that he yapping for God knows how long, but he's gonna say something and he might sneak a little things in. He's gonna see if people actually respond.
Because he even said today, y'all gonna make me tell everything. Like, no, they're not, Brett.
Yep, I heard that. I heard that
Stop
from
it.
Brett Veach. Like, Brett, we know your
Hey, I
style,
tell you
man.
what. I'll tell you this. Brett Veach is focused because that man need a tan, bro. Like he needs some sun. He ain't been out the office in a while, bro. My boy look like he need a vacation after this, bro. He like to even locked in, dog.
And by the way, that was me logging in so I could actually see the comments.
Who was BLC?
That's me.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, I can't see the comments at all.
Yeah, I can see the
But
comments.
yeah, it's crazy. Oh, what's up, Rich? But Andy really don't say nothing in press conferences, bro. Like it's like Andy be like, yeah, so you know the angles and I got to do a better job and times on you and then you be like, all right, this dude didn't just say nothing. He didn't answer no
He just
questions
sticks to
for
the
real.
script. He sticks to the
Right.
script every year, bro.
It's a love and a hate thing, but because I guess would you really want a coach telling you everything though?
Nah. I mean, some things you would like want to hear. There's other things you'll want kept in the tuck.
Yeah, I don't want to hear your. I know it sounds crazy, but I really don't want to hear your strategy on your game planning and all that stuff. Go out there and do it, bro. I don't want to hear why you didn't run, why you only ran 15 times. Like I don't, you know,
Mm-hmm.
especially before a game. Don't tell me nothing about the game. You know what I'm saying? But we can talk. But
Yeah,
I don't really
so
want no coach telling me the whole game plan every week. Like, what are you doing, bro?
like you mentioned like the running back position, and we mentioned defensive line and stuff. But he also touched on looking at secondary, touched
Yeah.
on looking at a wide receiver,
Mm-hmm.
and there was one more position group that he was looking at too.
You said running back was the
Did I say
deepest.
running back?
No, you said
Oh,
wide receiver. You said
all right,
corner.
cool. All right, cool. Running back. So yeah,
Did
he
he say anything
basically.
about linebackers though?
I didn't really hear him say anything about
I didn't hear
linebackers.
him say anything about linebackers. He
Mm,
said he like all the DNs. He says a lot of DNs. What else did he say? Running back is the deepest. The defensive line is right after that.
mm-hmm,
Um, he said they're not done with the offensive line. Excuse me.
mm-hmm.
And immediately people said, "Oh, we're taking Josh Simmons." It's like, how did y'all get that out of that? Would he just? It's like people just want to put two and two together, but it's just like, bro, if okay, let's say this. Let's kill all the Josh Simmons rumors right now.
Yeah.
If his medicals check out, we're not getting them.
Right.
Period. Point blank. End of story. Close the book. Because he's not going to be there. If his medicals check out, he's not going to be at 31, and we're not trading up enough to get him. He kind of alluded to where his trade up value is from 24 down. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not going up higher than that, bro. That's not what
Yeah.
I don't know why people think. I don't know, man. But all I heard is we're not trading up to 10. We're not trading up to 15. We're no, we're not doing all that, bro. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like y'all just gotta listen, man. You gotta
Yeah.
really, really listen.
Here's the thing: is when y'all listen, when fans they listen to Andy, they think that he's gonna come off and he's gonna say something at the end. He do stuff within the body of his phrases and the body of his paragraphs and all that because he want to see if you listen. If it's a quote that y'all think that y'all gonna get from him, you're not gonna like the quote. Uh, the thing about it is here's what it is. Andy and Brett have continuously, I think that we've seen it now, is whatever you think he's saying, he's gonna say the exact opposite of that, and you don't know that he's saying that. But what you believe is that you're gonna sit over there and you're gonna believe what Andy's gonna say, and you're gonna come into this draft ready to hear something or say somebody's name, and it's gonna be a complete opposite. We've seen it time and time before. Uh, we've come to this point. I've come to this point to where I've understood that there's going to be a guy who we think is going to go higher that is going to fall, that is going to either really clear up Veach and Andy's draft board, or is really going to make people wonder what's the next idea. Because there a possibility we trade back? Yes. Is there a possibility that we take a running back in the first round? Potentially. Is there a possibility that we take a offensive lineman? Man. Is there a possibility that we take a wide receiver? Still, right now, we're sitting over here, we're looking at it, and we're looking at the different positions that could be there. And Andy and Veach are going to draft somebody out of left field that y'all didn't know that is going to be there. And
That's
y'all
how
going to be
Trent
like,
Duffy got here. That's how Trent McDuffie got here.
yeah. We're going to be like, huh? He was there? And
And that's when my fault. I don't mean to cut you off, Trey.
no, you
That
good.
but that's what Brett Veach talked about when I think he was asked about possibly trading up. He's saying like depending on how the board is, if we need to be aggressive and trading up, we'll do that. But he was also conscious in saying that we don't have as many draft picks like we have in the past, so we gotta be careful, more careful than what we have been in previous drafts.
Because here's the thing about it is we have what? We have four top 100. Wait, no, not four top 100. We got a first, a second, two thirds. Wait, no, a first, 2 seconds, a
You
third.
got 31, 63,
Yeah,
66, 95.
yeah. So right there, those are half your picks.
Right.
One of them's not gonna stay. We know that. It's apparent that if it sees how Veach and company sees how the board goes, they're trading one of those picks. Whether it be that late second or that early third, one of those two is getting moved. So you have to also understand that there's a chance that we trade back, but there's also a chance that we trade up. Now, the trade up, that's probably more likely to happen, I'll say, in by about the fourth, the fifth inning. Or not the fourth, fifth inning. Sorry, I'm watching Royals. Fourth or the fifth round. Sorry, it's been wild. It's one of those type of things. It's like you're gonna see somebody, you're gonna see a draft pick that you probably would have liked that's gonna get moved. So that's why I say if you're watching the draft, sit back, relax, and just watch how it rolls in.
And you got to think about this. Just because it looks like we can trade doesn't mean we can. It takes two to tango. So most AFC teams, you just knock that off. We not. That's probably not going to happen.
We're
NFC teams, it's like who you gonna choose.
yeah, that's what we're gonna look at. Like right now, if you're gonna talk about trade partners, Chicago, of course, because we just have that. We have that. We just have that connection with Poles because Poles has been here.
Hmm.
Uh, we're gonna have that connection with the Vikings as well as other teams. I mean, it's just it. if we're trading with a team, 9 times out of 10 it's an NFC team. We're not trading with Buffalo no more. Buffalo is tired of us.
They need
You
to
sure
be.
about that? You
I
sure
don't
about
know.
that?
They got another one in
Are
them.
you sure
I'm here
about
to
that?
listen. I'm here to listen.
Man, Buffalo, yeah, come on, man. They fans been through enough. They
But
can't keep doing this to themselves.
look, if the Patriots wanted to trade up right for us to trade up right in front of Buffalo, I think New England willing to do it. But we're not. Teams are not susceptible to trading with us. Uh,
Another another thing that Brett Veach talked about today, he kind of killed a lot of people's dreams. Was the trade back? Was a team trading up to get into the first round again to grab a quarterback? He kind of killed that whole thing today
yeah, I
in a
think.
very deliberate way.
Yeah,
Like that don't
they
happen no more.
no, no.
He said, "We're waiting on it. We've been here." It's
We've been here waiting.
like, yeah, but they're not, bro. They're not gonna move. Only way you make a significant move like that,
Mm,
it has to be probably a quarterback, probably a left tackle. That's the only way.
only
Or you got a team that's so full, all you need is we just need that one piece.
just need it.
But how rare is that you need just that one piece? We're they got a complete good team right now. Like if they could go right now, if they had a game next week, they could go right now.
Yeah,
Now that defensive line is thin as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody get knocked off, they get knocked off. But they, it's best player available. They're not going to make any big. They're not going to trade up. They're not going to be picking 15th in the draft. It's
yeah,
just not going to happen.
yeah. No, yeah. I'm honestly
Or
on
if it does happen, then you're not going to get that linebacker you want because you're going to lose that pick.
I, I th-
Or that great running back that you think you want in the first round. If you trade up to, I'm not trading up to 15 to get no running back.
Nah,
That's
nah,
for
nah. You
sure.
you you don't,
uh,
you don't do that.
I love
You
No,
Amari.
absolutely
you
don't
can't,
do that.
bro. The only thing you can trade up for to like in the teens or the late teens, quarterback, left tackle. That's it. That's the end of the list.
I think that
I'm not
here's
trading up for a linebacker,
for sure. We're not
an
trading.
edge rusher, maybe an edge rusher too.
Yeah, Jahad Campbell, great talent. Not trading up for him.
Bro.
Marion Hampton. We talked about before combine and everything else that he was potentially a second round pick. That is considerably moved up. I would
Yeah.
not be surprised if I see a Marion Hampton go in the top 20, maybe top 15.
Yeah, like
Man,
Genty, I feel like Genty and Hampton, they locks to get drafted in the first round as far as running backs.
I think Genty. I think they've got into that conversation where they're saying Genty's A1A and Marion's 1B, which I mean, Marion has showfully proven that he
close the
is at
door.
the next level. I think that right now, here's the situation. I think that if you're a Missouri and you're a Chiefs fan, you might be starting to feel a little bit more comfortable because you might be seeing you're seeing a lot of mock drafts where you could potentially see Luther Burden fall into them. Do I think Veach pulls the trigger? Maybe, maybe not. Uh, I think that if you watch it, uh, don't even if you doing PFF because I did a PFF draft. I don't believe that PFF even knows what's gonna happen. Uh,
Nobody knows what's gonna happen.
Nobody knows.
Yeah,
Uh,
Only
everything's a
pick that
nice
you
roll.
know. Look, even in this draft, like this draft is a weird draft because normally by this time we would have like the first 5 picks already figured out. He's
yeah,
quarterback, defensive end, left tackle, boom, such and such and such and such.
yeah.
We
Try.
don't even have that right now. Like I don't know what Cleveland's doing.
Yeah,
I don't know what the Giants doing. I know what they probably should do, but I
probably.
don't know what they're doing. I don't know who wanted to pick Abdul Carter yet. Is Shador going to fall down? Is he falling? Is he going number 9? Is Jenny going to the Broncos? What pick is the Broncos? I heard that's a. Oh no, I heard either Chicago. Well, in the past week, I've heard Chicago for Jenny, the Raiders. I heard the Broncos. The Broncos like Travion Henderson too. So,
I don't, and that's the thing as
bro, if
well.
they pick him at what pick they got?
What I think 9.
Man, they can't do that.
No, No, no. Say New Orleans is at 9. I believe the Raiders are around there. They're around
Raiders
Now
there.
got
they
like six, right?
I
now
think they
the
got like
Broncos are at pick 20.
Yeah.
okay.
Would you pick Travion Henderson at 20?
No, I don't see if Travion Henderson goes top 20. That might be the subtle surprise, and that might be the one that Veach has an understanding of what it's usually the divisional opponents, and it's usually those teams that we're seeing frequently. The moves that they make that kind of gives us an idea of what's gonna happen.
But you know what?
I'll say this.
Well, hold on, real
My
quick,
bad,
country.
Chuck.
I do want to reference this though when you mentioned Travion Harrison possibly being a Denver Bronco because I mentioned that on the last episode where Sean Payton, and I think their GM was talking about
Mm-hmm.
the lack of three down backs in his class, and they was pretty much liking Travion Harrison because of his pass blocking in, catching the ball out the backfield, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like a perfect stylistic fit for Sean Payton's offense. He's the type of back that could fit in that system pretty well.
He'd be like Kamara.
I mean, he could be their next Camaro.
Could be.
I'm not gonna go that far, but
Yeah, I don't know. I need to see a couple years before I put.
the opportunity has to present itself first.
Yeah,
But basically the gist of it is Denver may feel like Henderson won't be there at pick 51 in the second round. So they might roll the dice and
they
take
might.
Henderson in round one.
That's a hell of a roll right there, baby.
Here, here's what I'm saying is, do I? I'm gonna say this because I think that when you're bringing up divisional opponents, the one thing that brought up for me is the Raiders, especially after we talked about Genty. I'm not gonna say what sleeper said it was right, but I'm not gonna say the sleeper is wrong. Do I think Armand Membu might be on the table at 9? I mean at 7? Might be, because as people are looking at it, they're starting to look at it and they're starting to say, I believe Armand Membu is the best tackle on the board. And if
Hmm.
you're looking at
Ain't he
what
a right tackle though?
he's a right tackle.
Yeah, he a right tackle.
He's a
You
right
gonna
tackle.
move him to left?
No, we're not gonna.
Nah,
Uh,
I, I,
bro,
I think I think
bro,
in that
I am.
situation, for example, I want to use the Chicago Bears. I'm not saying they do this, but let's say they do draft Mimbu, right? You got Darnell Wright over there on the right tackle too. It's possible they can ask him, "Hey, look, like you think you can move over and play the left side? You think it'd be better on the left side?" And then we'll see what Darnell says about that, and
you,
see
we,
if we can try to make that work.
you might see a situation where you throw him at guard, or you trying to sling him out. Go ahead.
Bro, I am
Well, they
over.
just signed Joe Tooney and
Yeah, they
the guy
got
from the
guards. They don't
Rams.
need a guard.
They already got guards. That's
I
already
don't.
set.
I don't know. I just don't. It's just been a crazy thing.
Hey, bro, I'm overdrafting right tackles that we think can potentially play left. I'm overdrafting guards that you think can move the tackles. I'm overdrafting tackles that you move the guard. I'm just over that. I'm over it.
The faders. That's interesting.
The Raiders
It
have
wouldn't
been
shock me.
rumored for
But Hayes,
Genty, Shador Sanders, that tackle. They've been Raider. They've been Raider for everybody.
I mean, that's the thing though. It's like I saw people's reaction to that when they said, "Oh, there might be Membu on that board," and I don't, for their sake, I don't necessarily hate that because you just went and locked up Colton Miller on your left side. You need offensive line help. You're gonna
Yeah.
try and bring in some quarterback. So I mean, you might as well try and solidify as much offensive line as possible because I mean, the Broncos they improved. I believe that we've gotten better in depth position. The Chargers they're always going to try and have one of those good type of pass rushers. So they're trying to do as much as they have. So for whatever their future quarterback might insist, they're trying to lock up as much of the offensive line as possible. So I just don't. I don't.
Hmm.
For me personally, I don't hate the move of you getting Armand at that spot because for me, I think that Armand is starting to really show more and more that he's the best tackle in the draft. I think that he's young. You talk about the youth aspect and his ability to play against some of the top edge rushers in this class, and did fairly well. I mean, he's going to be one of those a surgeon guys that I think that is going to be Like if a franchise really wants to take a chance on him, he's gonna really produce off the rip.
That's a
And then
nice
another thing,
segue because
oh shoot.
go ahead.
Well, before we get to that segue, another thing I found interesting about that trade is this. I want to shout out the Coach Speed Index. You know, they do great work. They find little nuggets and stuff from these coaches, whatever. So Ben Johnson, I mean, you guys are familiar with how he calls plays in Detroit. So they
Mm.
trying to transition to more of a play under center. You know, it's gonna be less shotgun than what Caleb Williams is accustomed to. So I'm kind of interested if Mimbu, you know, kind of fits that spot right there, or do they go Genty? You know, what I'm saying since Ben Johnson does put an emphasis more on running the football in that situation. So
Might
let's see how the
be.
board played out.
I think that's the
That's
thing. Like we're looking at it. Go ahead.
But go ahead,
that's the
country.
thing about being a bad team. You got so many options. It's all improvement. No, no disrespect. It's
Nah, for sure.
if you're in the top five of the draft, you're a bad team. Period. Unless you just made a trade, but you're a bad team. So you got plenty of options. Anything I pick is a good option because I got a bad team.
They better than me because if it's me, I'm looking at Travis Hunter and I'm just like, I
Come
don't
on
care.
down.
I want like I think that yeah, there's some stuff that he may need to clean up, but by far for me, I'm a big Travis Hunter guy. Been like the kid. I've been like them since high school. I think he's gonna be special. He'll be a special player.
Is he gonna be special enough to play both ends of the field at the same?
But I'm still contemplating that question.
Bro, he gotta chill. He gotta
Contemplating
chill.
uh,
I don't
day
think
two.
you're either gonna play defense or you're gonna play offense. Eh,
Yeah,
Or,
it's
or
interesting
this.
that
No, no, hold on. If you're a wide receiver, I'm not letting you play corner and wide receiver, bro. I'm sorry. If you're a corner, I can put together a package for you to play offense. It's easier to do it like that than put together a defensive package for you. Like, okay, we know you coming in the game, bro. Like, I'm just gonna run you go routes all day. You're gonna be tired, bro. I'm gonna tire you out. All right,
Uh,
you just gonna run go routes all day. We ain't gonna even throw to this. You just a decoy, bro. I'm not throwing to him. I'm just gonna keep running him up and down the field, up and down the field.
yeah, I find it
So by the
interesting.
fourth quarter, I don't have to worry about Hunter no more because he's tired. This ain't
Yeah,
college, bro. You're not playing
that's a.
against lawyers and part-time doctors and stuff no more, bro. You playing against real NFL people.
I mean, I agree with you on that, Kimo. I mean, I think at the end of the day, I think he would be suited to play more corner than wide receiver. Um, DJ Scratch is crazy.
What you
I don't
say?
know. But you talking about play both ways? That mean you get two checks? Nah, man.
No, you
Might
only
even
get one
say.
check.
But I find it interesting how you know, Cleveland Browns general manager Andrew Berry was asked about Travis Hunter today, you know, if he's available to Cleveland and whether he would take him or not. And he compared him to Shohei Ohtani, who's one of the best players in baseball right now, because Shohei, he hits the ball and he also pitches, but Shohei
Mhm.
has yet to pitch this season. But you kind of seeing the wear and tear a little bit on Shohei as far as the pitching aspect. He's fine hitting the ball, but as far as pitching, like we don't know if he's gonna be back to where he was before, like you know the having the surgery on his arm and shoulder or whatnot.
Yeah, but you can always
So
hit the ball. You can always hit.
absolutely, absolutely. So like this is different. So I mean, I don't know
It's way
about
different.
comparing him to Shohei Ohtani in this instance. Like football, like you
I
doing a
mean,
lot more
Dion is right
running.
there. He could have compared him to Deion Sanders, who's done it.
I wouldn't do that either because
I mean, he's not Dion, but I'm saying
right,
that's the closest you're gonna get to a two-way player.
yeah. Because I mean, Dion, like as great as he was, like he only played wide receiver in certain packages himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So I
saying.
mean, I
It's
don't know.
easier for you to play defense, and then I put together a small package for you, pause, to play on offense, than you to play offense, and then I put together a package for you to play defense. That don't make no sense.
It wouldn't.
Um, Another thing that Brett Veach talked about today, you old ass rookies, man. We not drafting you old ass rookies, bro. We don't want no that's rookie, man. Don't nobody want no 25-year-old rookie, bro.
Yeah,
Period.
like yeah. So like you know about Nico. I, I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna say I'm gonna leave you. Just to be a
Bro,
little
I don't
hater.
believe Nico, I don't believe what you just done to yourself. He did all that just to make the same money that he was gonna make at Tennessee. Should have just stayed there.
Yeah, because
Then
like
I looked at one dude. He's on his 7th year of eligibility.
Oh,
7.
brother, we gotta
Bro, it's
understand,
over, bro. It's
bro.
over.
Here's the thing: if
You
you're
a professor now.
college
get a job.
eligibility.
Get a
No, yeah,
job,
yeah,
dog.
yeah. I use this. I use this gif on Twitter every time. If I see a guy who's like, brother, you were playing when I was a freshman in college. JOB, and that's yeah. Cause I'm just sitting over here. Okay, cool. You got one medical red shirt. Cool. COVID. Cool. From then on, if you year 7 and you 25 years old and you saying I want to find a new home, brother, give it up. Okay.
Go to the UFL, bro. Go to the XFL. Why are y'all still
CFL.
in college?
Yeah.
Why are you still in college, bro?
Like,
This should be a cutoff. 4 years.
like,
4 years. That's it. 4.
what's his name? The other Miami tight end, not the
I don't
one
know
that
why you looked at that, King Mo.
what's that
Yeah,
one
leave them
tight
alone.
end? I need that one tight end. What's his name? The one who was like he kept going through medical red shirt, another red shirt. That dude was at Miami and he was like in his 7th or 8th year. I said, brother, huh?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, but
Man,
yeah.
that's crazy, dog. Go home,
Yeah.
bro. It's over.
Yeah, that was insane.
It should be somebody at the school to say, no, no. What are you doing here?
Brother.
Either you
But they,
gonna apply to be a coach or get out of here, bro. You
man,
7. You're 28.
the one thing I know I would hate is I'm in college and if I was playing college football again and a freshman come up and said I used to watch you play, oh yeah, I gotta hang it up. I gotta hang it up.
God, yeah, bro. What is this
I got
intramural
yeah.
sports, bro?
You grew up
What
watching
are
me
we
play? Yes.
doing?
That's my
It's like an
cousin.
old head playing flag football, bro. Let your dream go, bro. It's
Hey, no
over.
no disrespect to that 37
No
U,
disrespect.
but
But you ain't at college though. They not at Florida State trying to be a walk-on.
Man.
Prayers
look,
and
And
love to Florida
of course you
State,
reference
man.
Florida State. Of course you
unfortunately,
reference Florida State.
Yeah,
I'm
prayers
gonna
and
say
love
this.
to prayer. No, on a serious tip, prayers and love to everybody at Florida State, man.
Absolutely.
Crazy situation. Love and prayers. But bro, you shouldn't be. Hey, dog. If you came into college in
That's like something.
2015, you damn near still at college, bro. If you came in 2009, if you came to college during COVID and you still at college,
Yeah.
I
That's
like
what I
that.
mean. I don't understand. That's the thing about me and DJ Uyangale from Florida State.
man,
Brother,
that boy,
brother.
you almost made me say something. You don't mention that
I'm
guy on this
sorry,
show, bro.
country. I'm sorry. Jokes to the I'm like, brother.
Country almost cussed.
Man, that dude ruined our man. Nah, bro, we ain't talking about him. Nah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Look, he's in it, but hold on, this thing no, he NFL draft pick now.
Uh, like my man CJ said, he gonna be working at Costco.
They said you need to get
um,
drafted by Indeed. Okay, cool. You got
oh
it.
man.
No, no, on some real stuff, bro. Like, okay, you get 4 years, and maybe you get another year, so you 5 max.
Yeah.
You didn't make it, bro. Go to the XFL. The
Brother.
NFL needs to partner with one of these minor league or lower level leagues. Partner with them, and then you funnel your practice squad guys through that league, bro.
I think because
They
here's the
shouldn't
thing.
be
I
in
mean,
college.
Here's the
they
funny
did
part
that
about
before with NFL Europe, but
yeah.
you know,
I mean, here's my
It
thing.
works. Brian
Here's my
Waters came
thing.
from NFL Europe. It worked for
Oh
some
yeah.
people.
yeah, it definitely worked for a few people.
Yeah, but
FCF.
it shouldn't, bro. You shouldn't be taking advantage of the system. You in college for 7 years, bro, and you not getting a doctorate. You still just playing football. You
I,
graduated 5 years ago.
This is how much of a football guy. This is. I'm gonna tell y'all exactly how much of a football guy. Like I feel like I'm too much of. There's a thing called the FCF. People know what it's called, Fan Control Football League.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, DeAndre Francois. You know who he is.
Oh gosh.
DeAndre Francois.
Who's
I've
DeAndre
never seen
Francois?
this man. Huh?
You know who he is,
Who is?
country.
You know who he is because you used to play for your nose.
Oh, the quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on. He was on. He was on
Yes.
with Jason Brown, bum ass.
He is in the
Yeah,
FCF, or I
he's
saw
still in
him in the.
school.
No, he's in the FCF. He's in a fan
Oh
control
boy,
football league that
That,
I looked
that's
up.
that arena league stuff, right?
Yeah, that's that arena type thing that Cavante Turpin went through.
Heck no.
I saw
hey dog,
DeAndre Francois, and I said, I'm done because I
hey
watched
dog.
him.
If you good, they gonna find you. Sometimes it
Simple as
just
that.
ain't meant, bro. Sometimes it just ain't meant to be. Now it's hard to tell a person, "Hey, bro, you got to chill out with your dream." But this not basketball. Like my cousin was able to play overseas too. He was like in his 30s, but that was a good living and it was a respected league, bro. They need something else between college and the NFL that's respected where we ain't got 8-year veterans in college, bro. Why are you teaching and then playing football on the team at the same time, bro? That's not no. That shouldn't happen.
When I and
Why
I
do you
think
have a real career and then you play ball at school? Like, why are you still in school?
I think that's one of the things we should. I think that's the one things that I believe we're gonna start talking about on the Red Shirt podcast is like we're gonna have that conversation of when you're a 21, 22 class, or you were a part of the 21 or 22 recruiting class, do you ever just sit over here and just say, hey, I really need to start thinking about my next future, and instead of hitting the portal, you about to you need to start saying, okay, I'm about to set up this job career. Because I look at the portal, I look at the transfer portal, I look at guys coming. I'm seeing guys who were a part of the 2022 transfer freshman class. I'm like, brother,
Dog,
yeah,
dog.
yeah.
They're gonna have to
But
regulate. I know we hate big business or whatever, NCAA. They're gonna have to start regulating this NIL transfer protocol thing, bro. It's it's
oh yeah,
it's
they are.
ridiculous, bro. It's
They
ridiculous.
it's got to because like
It's
I've
really
already made
bad
this
in basketball. It's really bad. Like the
because
whole
I've al-
Kansas squad left.
yeah because I've already made this. Already, yeah, but I've already made a suggestion about NIL. Like, look, you transfer one time, okay, cool. The second time, you gotta sit a year.
You,
We
bro,
gotta
you at
start
least
doing that.
gotta.
I
Hey,
say you gotta. I say you gotta set out 3-4 games, at least half the season.
Man, look, we got to do. This got to be more than that,
you know
Trey.
what?
That's not gonna cut it, bro.
Or you. Hey, if you getting $5 million, ain't no transfer. You stuck. If
You
you're
like
getting three, give me 2 years. If you're getting
fuck it,
two, give me a year or something. Cap it down or something like that. I'm
Look,
not
that's
gonna
why.
give you,
bro.
bro. It's
That's why I
not
said
fair
what I
that you can get
said.
5 million here and then transfer because you're gonna get seven over here. No, no,
That's
it's
why I
not.
said what I
No, we're not
said.
doing that.
That's why I said what I said because that's gonna make the student athlete think about it. Like, dang, if I transfer again, I'm gonna usually lose a year of eligibility. I'm like, so I'm better off
Yeah,
just
yeah.
sticking it out a little bit.
You gotta put
Yeah,
you gotta put some type of cap on it, bro. It's too much. And like Brett Veach said, bro, we don't want to be drafting no 25-year-old rookies, man.
Brother.
What was that one quarterback? Wasn't it Major Applewhite or something? Or was he went to Cleveland? He came in. Brandon Whedon.
yeah. King Mo mentioned it
He was
earlier.
like 28.
Brandon,
Oh, I didn't see. I didn't even see that you were saying that, bro.
Chris
But
Wayne.
he came in at 28, bro. You got a 5-year career and it's over. You really got a 2.5-year career because they start looking at you funny when you turn 30.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So especially if you're a running back, bro, we gonna run you into the ground for this rookie contract of 4 years, and then we cutting you.
Yeah. and that is why I don't want Cam Scatterbo near this team, bro. Because
How
like
old is he?
he kind of up there, man. And he took a lot of carries this past season. Like Scatterbo, he a hell of a player. He was a hell of a player in college, but that's just
brother.
somebody we don't need, bro. Like I feel
I'm
like
I tell
it
you,
kind of feel like a Monty Ball situation. You know what I'm saying?
I tell you what, bro. If we're D, I wish D Mac was here too. Everybody that's on your board that's 24 and up, take them off.
Yeah. You're
I'm gonna
Scratch
done.
them out.
You're done.
I'm
You're
gonna tell
done.
you this.
Unless you like a kicker or a punter
I'm gonna
or a
tell you,
long snapper. The
Cam
rest of
Rising.
y'all, get out of here. If you're 25 years old, you're off our. You're not on the Chiefs draft board. You
I'm gonna
say you
say
got two. How many players in the NFL draft?
over
Hundreds.
a lot.
He
Over.
said he got 202 players on his board.
Oh, you talking about his board? Yeah,
Yeah, on
Brett Beach
Brett
board
Veach
200.
board.
Yeah, Brett Beach board. Yeah, it's 202.
Yeah.
Man, I bet it ain't a 25-year-old in a bunch.
Nah,
I'm gonna say this. Look, I'm gonna say this. No disrespect to my Utah Ute fans. Cam Rising. If you even think about hitting the draft, I'm going.
he still got eligibility.
Who was that dude in Sacramento? Who was that dude in Syracuse? Jerry McNamara? When he in school like
Oh,
8 years?
Cade
Or
McNamara.
Devendorf. Devendorf, he
Man,
was the one.
bro, Melo was a vet. Melo was a vested pro, and he was still at Syracuse. Man,
Brother,
get your old ass out of here, man.
we got
Hey,
this.
bro, it's harsh. It's harsh. But bro, it's the truth. You didn't
It,
make it, bro. Sorry. It's not a lot of spots.
it is because I'm not,
Unless they started spending the rosters or something. Bro, if you didn't make it after 4 years, you didn't make it, bro.
and I'm gonna say this too. Carson Beck, you this close to joining the
How old
league.
is he?
He-
24, 25.
yeah,
Bro,
he close to that range.
Brother, Stetson Bennett came in the league at 25.
man, George Karlaftis been in the league how long? He ain't even 22 yet.
Right. He's still young.
Look, it's it's wild because yeah, Stetson was in the league for like 5, 6 years. I think this is Carson Beck's fifth or sixth year.
And
Yeah,
that's
I don't
crazy.
even.
he been around for a minute.
Yeah,
That's crazy, bro.
yeah.
Man, but anyway, off of that, we said all that to say we don't know who the hell the Chiefs drafted.
We don't know. It.
Right.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all reaction gonna be the same as ours, and guess what? You gonna get to see our reaction live too.
That's the
So
fun part about it, though. You don't know who you're gonna pick. You don't know how the board is gonna play out. Somebody, I guarantee you, night one, somebody, usually the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're gonna make a pick that says, "What in the hell was that?
I'm gonna tell you
Why
Hmm.
this.
did you pick Tyson Aluhu? Why? Why did you pick him? He would have been there in the third round."
2019,
I'm hearing
Daniel
rumors.
Jones had me.
You
Daniel
said what,
Jones
Trey?
in 2019, that was Daniel Jones for me. Like probably a couple years
Yeah.
later, Traylon Burks was that for me too.
Man, everybody was
It's
so
always
hyped by Traylon Burks. Burks had so much hype, bro. But then that dude just could never stay healthy, dog.
Bro
But
didn't
but
survive a
but
mini
at
camp.
the same token, bro, it's gonna be somebody that everybody loves right now that's not gonna make it. He's not gonna be what you think he was.
That's a
Hell,
fact.
Kadarius Tony got drafted in the first round. He'd have been on four separate teams. Now he's a out of work rapper. It happens, bro.
Hey,
It can happen to
hey,
you.
we appreciate what he did in the Super Bowl, though, man. So
Hey,
Appreciate it.
shout out to
I
KT,
never
Hold
man.
on.
I don't
Shout out to
disrespect
Joker, man.
Kadarius Tony.
Thank you for your time against
Thank
Jacksonville.
you for your time. Thank you
Oh
for
yeah,
your service, bro.
Jacksonville, he
That
definitely
Jacksonville
stunted.
game. Thank
He
you
I'm
for
definitely
not
that.
stunted
hating
in that
on
game
dude.
for sure.
No, bro, I enjoyed Kadarius Tony while he was here.
I sit over there and do this. There was a lot of guys. Um, Reggie Ragland, appreciate you, but I mean, That just
Reggie
was
No, I'm trying to
Ragland.
book Reggie Ragland on the show, bro. Don't talk about Reggie.
no.
I
I
like
said I
Reggie.
appreciate him. I appreciate him. No.
No, but
I still
bro,
use that
hey,
view.
but look, it's just sometimes
It
you
happens.
get picked, but the team is not right, the scheme is not right, or you're a quarterback, you go to a team, it don't work out, they fire the offensive coordinator, you got two offensive coordinators, damn, then the third year they fire the coach, that means another offensive coordinator. Bro, Alex Smith had what, nine offensive coordinators at least? You never know, bro. That's the whole thing is a crapshoot. You never know how it's gonna play out, bro. And like I said, all the bad teams are up at the top.
Yeah, you
Just
better.
because you drafted Shador Sanders could be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But if they don't put an offensive line around him, who gonna ever see it?
That's a fact.
No, that's a fact.
Now
Um,
he hurt and banged up. Hell, um, I'm pretty sure David Carr is wasn't as bad a quarterback as we. I'm sure he was a good quarterback, right? At
Look,
one time.
David Carr had no chance in Houston, bro. Like
Bro, you
brand new
get sacked
expansion team.
75 times. What do you
Exactly.
mean?
Brand new expansion team, all there, bro.
that's,
Like,
Bro, if you're getting sacked 170 times a year, it don't matter how good you are.
I'm gonna say this. Uh, when it came to that time period, I'm gonna say this. Johnny Manziel, I watched you play against Kansas City. I was at that
Chuck
game.
wanted Johnny Manziel.
I was at that game too. Hey, chill
Yeah,
out. Chill out, country.
but Johnny
Bro,
Manziel, he was one of those guys that was like, you're great in college, but pros.
that's another thing, bro. Chris Winkie he was mentioned earlier. He was great in college. Charlie Ward won a national. What, we were undefeated with Charlie Ward, right? He went to basketball in the seventh round
Yeah.
or whatever round he went, man. I've seen Heisman Trophy work winners not work out in the pros. Reggie Bush was amazing in college. He wasn't amazing in the NFL, was he?
Oh, yeah, he had a decent career. He was a Super Bowl champion. He had
It
one
wasn't
season,
the hype of him coming out of. Bro, okay,
but
Matt
he had a
Leinart.
decent. He had one
Matt
good year
Leinart
in the
was
Saints.
amazing in college. He was a god in college.
Yeah, but hold on a sec. Reggie Bush had one good year in the Saints as far as like individual stats, and then like he had one solid year in Miami as far as like individual stats. But yeah, other than that,
So
I
two
mean,
solid years out of how many?
you said what?
Two solid years out of how many?
Um,
Seven.
yeah, because I don't think he made it 10 years in the NFL. I don't think, but he still became
Not
a
no
Super Bowl
disrespect
champion.
to Reggie Bush. I'm just saying, bro. Like some people are great in college and it doesn't translate to the pros.
Yeah, he was Super Bowl champ. He still contributed, to that Saints run. So
But the hype of Reggie Bush and what he was in college is not what he was in the NFL, bro.
I
At
agree
Brandon,
all.
one
Brandon,
He wasn't even
1000%.
close.
I
Like
definitely
many,
agree.
like many people thought he was gonna be like the next Barry Sanders, basically in the NFL. And
Uh,
the game was different.
was Ben Jarvis Green Ellis a first rounder?
I believe he was.
Man.
I was so high on Ben Jarvis. It
Yeah,
was
Man,
ridiculous.
it's been a lot of people just that we were high on and they just didn't. It don't
Now, what?
translate all the time, bro. It's a crap. Basically the point of it is, bro. It's a crapshoot at the end of the day
It is.
because you could draft Eric Fisher, and then on one hand you could draft Luke Jokel,
Gotcha. I mean, you ain't wrong
or
there.
you can have a whole terrible first round and then draft the greatest tight end in the world in the third. It could it could be like that.
Man, definitely
That
can.
2013 was one of the worst drafts of all time, bro.
Us taking a tackle, like no disrespect to J Fish, or E Fish, you were you did exactly what you were supposed to. Uh, was he worth the number one overall pick? Not at all.
If they do that redraft, Travis Kelsey is probably the first pick, and DeAndre Hopkins is probably two, and he was taken 28th.
Yeah,
I mean, the point is, bro, it's like the draft is a crapshoot. It's not a science. It's a science to it, but bro, sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't, man.
this
I think, and don't get. I'm just. I don't want fans to get so hyped over.
name.
We're drafting Luther Burden. So if we don't, then it's a failure because we didn't draft the guy that I've been wanting for the last 6 months or
People.
the last 3 months.
Yes.
Mario Williams.
Yeah.
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 Hell, Vince Young was nice. He wasn't what he was in Texas.
Oh, brother, don't. I hope DZ ain't in here.
He
I
wasn't, bro. Let's be honest.
look. Nah. Yeah.
Man, Vince Young was a god in Texas, bro.
He. I think he still is.
He still is. And he played one of the greatest games of all time. That don't mean he was an all pro in the real league. It's a difference, bro.
Yeah, he just went to a bad situation in Tennessee. Like him and Jeff Fisher, that was just a poor mix, bro. Like it clearly didn't fit his skill set.
Yeah.
Which goes back to the point. Just because you get drafted, how don't mean it's the right team or the right situation or the right coach or the
Yeah.
right OT or the right defensive coordinator. They don't know how to use you.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think the thing about this as well is for the fans who you're expecting. I'm not gonna say he's out there. I'm not gonna say he's in position. If you're sitting over here and you're looking at it and be like, "Oh, I want a Jahad Campbell," or I want to say a Luther Burden because just I don't know, a Mecca Ibuka or Teratoa McMillan, and they just happen to don't be, like don't try and settle on the big name. Don't try and settle on the college that they went to, because we all know this, that just because of how they did in college, like we said earlier, does not pan out in the NFL.
Right.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, great at LSU. He's gonna be an LSU legend.
And could have been great in Kansas City till he got hurt.
He could have. He definitely could have. When
His rookie year is amazing.
his first game was amazing.
Bro, he ran for like 180 against Buffalo.
He
Then he
did
got hurt
something similar.
and it was never the same. It was never the same.
Hell, you can talk about the very first game against the Texans.
Against Houston. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he was balling.
he was hitting straight through the hole, patient. Yeah, I'm like, dang, did we get Le'Veon Bell? Did we get a small Le'Veon Bell? He was
Le'Veon Bell is crazy. Le'Veon Bell is
Yeah, that's a
crazy.
little yeah, you went a little too
look.
you went a
When I
little
say
bit
that,
too
I
far.
mean
You
by the
jumped out the
patience.
porch with that
I
one.
meant by the patience. Don't
I get it. I get it, but I don't know. That's not
he
even
ain't got to
Le'Veon
do
But
Bell
it.
level.
no, he was
Nah.
nice, bro. He was nice.
He was
He was
nice
on okay, the Chiefs did it again. Oh my God. Who's this guy?
because they were expecting us to get Jonathan Taylor, which that's what I was expecting. I was expecting. I was like, bro. I'm like, bro. We gonna get Jonathan Taylor at 31. He was sitting right there. To
But
Clyde, I said,
but that goes to the other point of people get so fixed on names, they don't calculate everything that goes into a draft of fit, scheme, attitude. Everybody and they mama clamor for George Pickens, including me. But I look at George Pickens and I be like, that's why we didn't draft you, dog.
that's why. That's what I'm
That's
sitting over here.
why. That
I,
little what you just did, that's exactly why you're not on this team.
that's why. That's the reason why I was arguing with Olin Chiefs fans. Yeah, T was available.
T.
Um,
Higgins is available.
yeah,
But
he
we
was.
didn't meet, bro. We had
He
Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelsey.
he
Did
wouldn't have.
you really need T. Higgins at that time?
Yeah,
T
Not to
wouldn't have
say,
brought.
and my thing is
huh?
this. And my
He was,
thing is this.
And you had D-Rob too, didn't we? We still had D-Rob at that time. He would have been wide receiver. Maybe he would have
he would have
been
been
wide receiver two at the end of the day, but he would have came in as wide receiver four.
yeah.
Yeah, but my thing is,
That's what I'm
I
saying,
say
bro.
wide receiver
Like,
three. But my thing is this, dog. Like, but at the time of the draft, man, Chiefs fans were talking about T Higgins like that, dog. I remember some
bro,
Jonathan Taylors, but I don't remember people talking about T Higgins like that
man, hindsight is
in the
always
first
2020.
round.
Literally,
Yeah,
literally. Like y'all were watching that game. Y'all weren't really giving T the same amount of credit y'all giving him now. Like T was great in high school. I mean, was great in college. Him, Trevor Lawrence, they had a loaded roster. They had Jay Ross, which people don't know is that Jay Ross was a dog. He was a captain. Uh, Jay Ross was part of that thing. I mean, they had a loaded roster. They had Travis Etienne. Like they had things going for themselves.
You know what's even worse than that?
yeah, they had a
I hate when
squad.
people. I hate when people can't let go. I like Josh. I like Justin Ross. I just don't. I don't think it's ever gonna work, guys. I'm
That's
sorry.
Yeah, it's over. That's over
I
with, y'all.
think
That,
I don't think it's gonna work, bro.
that's
And look, I'll go on. Hey, Sky Moore. It might not work.
it doesn't. And
It might not.
this is what I understand from this because I'm glad you brought up Sky. Sky, his first year he was productive. People aren't going to give it to him because they see what he is now. He was productive. He was a third down guy. He was a guy that we saw him show up on third downs. Mahomes relied on him on a few closing to be a closer. Uh, we
But
thought
I'll tell
that
you what he wasn't. He was not a special teams guy,
he was not.
and it's been downhill ever since.
He was never a punt return guy. He never did. He did it a couple times. He never. That wasn't his bread and butter. Um, it's time for when you understand and said, look, you're not going to hit on all your draft picks. Veach is not ever going to hit on all of the draft picks. I felt like
Nobody does.
yeah, I agree because I felt like Sky was going to be. I felt like Sky was going to be productive. Um, he started changing some things up. He didn't do what he needed to do. I mean, he still got work ethic, and he's still gonna try and do whatever he can to make some type of difference. But the thing about it is it's okay to say, look, you didn't pan out. Yes, I agree with that. I definitely feel like we try to take him out of his own element. Um, you sit over here and you say, hey, it's okay. We didn't do well here on this pick. Sky, hopefully you're able to find some place, be productive. We've seen this with guys. We've seen this with guys who we believe was, oh my God, he's absolute bust. He goes into a system that fits him better, and he's not putting up like 700 yards, but he's putting up a modest 400, 450, 465, and he's got a couple good catches. That's the one thing that I want fans to understand is that is a real potential chance because Guy is still young. If we were to move off of him, somebody will probably take a chance on him. If he starts to really fill in that role for whatever team he goes to, and he starts being semi-productive, he's not going to be. I don't believe he's going to be like absolutely that guy, but he'll have his moments. You have to sit over and understand that not everybody's a fit for the Kansas City Chiefs offense. That's just how
How
things.
long? How long was Demarcus Robinson here before we found out he was Demarcus Robinson?
What 4 or 5 years?
yeah.
Four or
That's what I'm
five
about
years?
to say. I think 5 years. I
Because
want to say.
Yeah.
I didn't know who Demarcus Robinson was till Andy Reid got here. They didn't. They weren't
Yeah, I
using
know.
Demarcus Robinson.
Nope.
He
Yeah,
wasn't
I
D Rob
know.
then.
Yeah, I know. Lil Riddick was high on him when the Chiefs drafted him, but
And he
it
just
took him
now
a
figured
minute.
out how to run forward.
Exactly.
Exactly,
Like,
exactly. It took him a minute. It took him a very long
Look.
time.
sometimes it don't hit out the gate, bro. Sometimes it don't
Look.
hit out the gate. Sometimes it's not the original team that you got
Yeah.
drafted to, bro.
And I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask this because I think that what fans don't understand is that it's not just Veach who's hyping
Like,
the guy. Like Steve Smith literally said, Sky Moore has a really potential, like a Hall of Fame wide receiver. You're gonna take his advice. If you look
Man,
like Steve Smith, whether he misses out or whatnot, he no ball. He no ball because he played it before. So
I was just about to say that, like nobody's gonna be perfect with these
no,
evaluations. So
well,
you can have
everybody
a
loves
miss in the
John
game.
Dorsey, but none of his picks are still here. Not for
none
real.
because they
Uh,
can't
They're,
say
most
Mahomes.
of those picks are gone.
You can't say Kareem.
yeah, you
No.
can't say Chris Jones. You can't say
And
Travis Kelsey.
a lot of the guys who you see on this team now was drafted by the guy who is the GM right now. He was scouted
Hmm.
by that guy. That's just the end all be all.
Man, we had that big old we had that Jared Allen trade. We had that big old draft. We draft BA. The best guys were BA in the first, Jamal in like the third, Brandon Carr and Brandon Flowers in like the third and the fourth. The rest of them guys, we drafted like 12 guys. The rest of them guys never panned out to be nothing.
Never, never panned out.
You just hit on a couple of stars,
Uh,
man.
what's his
I
name? Rob.
remember when we drafted Derrick Johnson and people them they wanted who they want when we drafted Derrick Johnson.
Man, I love Derrick Johnson.
I know, but people wanted. I think it was somebody from on offense that they wanted or something. Or when we drafted Larry Johnson.
Look, that was
Oh
my
well, yeah, I do remember people against drafting Larry Johnson. It's like we already got Priest Holmes. Why are we drafting Larry Johnson? I definitely remember
Because
that.
Priest Holmes get hurt every 3 to 4
yeah,
games.
he
Mhm.
I
he
love
cut
you, Priest.
toe. Shoot, Ron Parker. Well, nobody really talking about Ron
Ghost.
Parker. Well, nobody talking about Hussein Abdullah. Well, nobody talking about those guys.
I'm still mad.
Man,
I'm still mad. He got. I'm still mad. He got a penalty for praying though. After that pick six, I'm still mad.
man, that was so bad, bro.
Like, come
That was
on,
so
man. Like,
bad.
what are
They
we
should have.
Brother,
doing?
Did they rescind the fine? He had to pay that fine though, didn't he?
we need to bring him on the show just to ask him that.
Yeah.
I've
We
reached out
need
to his Instagram before. Please believe. Please
Hussein.
believe.
I
I
was
would
a
love to
bigger
have
Hussein than I was.
Hussein Abdullah on the show.
Yeah, I was definitely more of a fan of Hussein than I was with Ron. Not saying Ron wasn't a productive guy. I believe he was. Like
Shoot, Ghost has some hell of a play. He has some plays in there. He got a nice highlight reel.
like,
But
bro.
at the end of the day, bro, the it's a lot of smoke screen. It's a lot of talking and saying nothing, like the title of the show. And even up until the day of the draft, we don't know what we're gonna do. We don't know. I wish we knew. I wish I had an insight. I wish I had sources.
Dude, look, you think I don't? I would be. Hey,
But I'll tell you this, because I know people don't believe us, but me and Chuck know people that work with the team, work for the team, work with the team, play for the team. As a fan, it's really not good that you know people that you know what goes on behind the scenes, bro. It takes away the fanhood, bro, for real. When you
It
find
does.
out
It does
maybe
a
the
little
Chiefs
bit.
aren't the great organization that you think they are, because maybe they don't treat everybody the same way like they should, or maybe Travis and Pat get all the perks and the rest of the team doesn't get those same type of perks that everybody else get. You find out things that you don't necessarily want to know.
yeah,
Yeah.
So having sources is cool,
yeah.
but it's not cool at the same
It's
time.
not.
Like
Yeah.
it's really not.
I,
The more you
you,
know about, how movies are made,
yeah,
the less you probably would go see. Like, man,
yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
I,
know
it's
that
like,
director was an asshole. You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
gonna say,
Like, I know he was a jerk.
I'm gonna
right. And
say.
real quick, Trey, real quick.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Um, yeah, me and Country, we have heard so many stories, bro. We have heard so many behind the scenes stuff. Well, with regards to the Chiefs, bro, you wouldn't even believe it, dog. Like, it's
Yeah,
pretty wild. It gets
yeah,
pretty wild at times.
yeah.
Go ahead, Trey.
I'm gonna say this because y'all said that y'all got connection, so now I gotta form my connection. I don't even talk to my connection. Uh, he's actually happens to be a scout for the Chiefs. I don't ever DM him. I let him do what he gotta do. He and my brother played together at Rockhurst, and I was just like, I
Well,
look at,
don't give him up.
huh?
Yeah, I'm about
That's
to say,
not.
don't give out too much now.
Don't give too much
Don't give out
information
too
about.
much now. So you
Right.
giving out
You
too
know
many
how fans
clues.
are. They be like, he's talking
He'd
about
be like,
such
oh,
and
he's
such.
talking about such and such. No,
Yeah,
Exactly.
nah,
even if I think that you got it right, I'm gonna say it's not. So you might as well just say
yeah,
it.
nah,
But
and then we don't want to put him out there like that either.
no,
I
we
don't want
don't.
to cost you your job or nothing like
Just
that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
that's the thing.
But
You do your thing, brother. But
just be happy being a fan, man.
yeah,
Just,
I,
I just want people to go into this draft like,
brother,
man, we got such and such, such and such, such and such. Like, yo, we gonna be good, man. We gonna be right back to where we was.
let's do this real quick because I feel like we need to have this PSA to all of the fans who, if you're expecting a crowd, if you think that, I mean, unless something crazy happens, which I don't think it is, just sit back. Next Thursday, just sit back. Don't sit over here and oh my god, we got him. Just you don't know nothing because you just a fan. You watch the highlights. You might have watched them a couple times. Just let them rock. Cause you might see something that you don't like, or you might see a move that you might not like. Just sit back. The draft is a special thing for a reason. It's in Milwaukee. It's gonna be fun.
Let's near
It
Green Bay.
yeah, Green Bay.
Wisconsin.
You see it
It
like a
He
was
low
said a
number.
city. He didn't even say the state. He said a city.
You
He
yeah.
see
said
it's
It,
like a low.
Milwaukee.
You see it's like a low number of participants that's actually going to Green Bay. A very
yeah,
small number
It's
that's
probably
actually going
still
to Green
cold up
Bay.
there.
brother.
No, but be like this though. Last year, and we got videotape to prove it. I was not a huge Xavier Worthy guy. I was, he's too small.
And
He
we told you you was.
and he's fast, but
We told you you
And
was
by
crazy.
the end of the season, I'm like, man, I'm so glad we got Xavier Worthy.
You
That's
feel
that's the fun part of it, though. Don't take the fun out of it, man. Enjoy the journey. I
yeah.
seen a dude on Twitter, and then we can wrap it up, whatever. But I seen a dude on Twitter say, "I did not have fun this year," and I'm like,
Huh?
"How did you not have fun? Like the
Yeah.
game, like the only fun we have is winning. It's not fun when you're, bro. You know what? You know when I had fun? 2018. But you know why? But all the big games, you know what happened? We lost. Yeah, it was fun, but at the end, it wasn't that fun because why we got to put up 51 points just to try to compete with the Los Angeles Rams? That's not fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a great game. It's probably one of the greatest games I've ever seen in my life. But you know what? It wasn't fun because we lost.
Exactly.
Exactly. The end result was
We
a
played the
L.
Patriots twice. It was fun going head to head with the Patriots, but we lost. It wasn't fun at the end.
It
Hmm.
wasn't fun. D4 line off off sides.
We only won like by 1 point. I don't care how we win, bro. I don't care.
Here's what I
At the
have.
end of the game, you take a deep breath and you say, "Hey, got that dub though. I don't care. It was
Yeah.
fun."
I think I like these kind of games. I like the we got a block field goal against Denver. We got a penalty against the Raiders. We got opposing teams crashing out on social media because they think
Cincinnati's still mad about that offense,
yeah,
that defensive.
they feel like it was a hip drop tackle. They're still gonna talk about it to this day.
They still feel like we owed them a favor because we
Hey,
didn't play our
bro,
starters against Denver in the final week of the season.
I like snatching victory out of the jaws of defeat. That's fun.
I like that.
Going into going into a stadium, a opposing stadium at 5-0, and then coming out 6-0. That's fun. I don't care how the game went. Blowouts ain't fun.
No.
Denver blew us out, bro. I didn't watch that whole game. Nobody. You
Then
don't watch. You don't watch whole games of blowouts. Because why?
why would you want us to tune in?
I still ain't watched the
You're
Super Bowl.
already up 40. Who cares? This
Yeah.
game sucks,
I still ain't rewatched the Super Bowl. I still ain't rewatched it.
bro. I watched the Super Bowl because I had to, but that wasn't a fun. That wasn't fun,
Who was it? It was not fun at all.
bro.
I'm
Even when we blow out teams, name a fun blowout game that we had.
Chicago definitely was not fun last year. We
I mean, I was at the Chicago game. I mean, it was cool, but you didn't see the starters play the whole game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
we had to
okay,
watch.
and then the next day, what were people saying? We were supposed to do that. I'd have been mad if we didn't
Who?
put up 40 on them. So where's the fun in that?
I did.
Pittsburgh.
I kind of
Pittsburgh
said
on
that
Christmas.
too.
I'm not gonna
You
lie
said
to you.
that. See, see what I'm
I
saying? Y'all, hey, bro, y'all spoiled. I mean, it's
said
great.
I
It's
did say we
great that
supposed to
we
do
had
that.
the. It's great that we had the ability to be spoiled. That our team was great enough that we became spoiled friends. I mean,
Yeah,
spoiled fans.
yeah.
But we still spoiled, bro. That's come on, bro. That's crazy. I didn't have fun last year.
Ninety.
That was probably one of the most exciting runs that we
Yeah.
had.
99.9% of the
Thank
fans
you, King
would.
Mo.
I promise you this: 99.9% of the fans would not be calling this game this season not fun had we actually won the Super Bowl. They would have been talking about this is one of the most legendary seasons of all time. They would have been
Mhm.
sitting over here gloating. They would be 20 years down the road talking about last year how we won the Super Bowl. I don't want to
Man,
talk about
I would say it was still a fun season. It was a fun ride.
that. It
Most
was.
fans don't enjoy the entirety of the season.
I love the fact that I get to say D Hop was on my team alongside Xavier. We got to see Patrick Mahomes and D Hop on the same team. I don't care how much on it, but just the context of that. To say that you had a lot of these other guys, the fact that you were able to say, "Oh, we got to see Trent McDuffie and we got to see Xavier Worthy take up a bigger role and start to develop a little bit quicker." This kind of stuff, I appreciate these simple things in life. I appreciate
Dog,
times where you sit over there and you say, we brought Kareem back to potentially give him his lifelong dream.
bro, we won on a blocked field goal, bro. Like how many people do that, bro? For real. Like,
And
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we
yeah,
actually did that. Now, in the whole scheme of things, of course, it wasn't fun that we didn't win the Super Bowl. Duh, of course.
Yeah.
But if you take it brick by brick by brick, how could you say that wasn't fun, bro?
it was.
Yeah,
It was.
because there's a
You
silver
you went
lining.
15, you went 15-1. You played on every day of the week. You played on 3 days rest. You played on 4 days rest. You played three
And
games in
we
10
won all three
days,
of them.
bro. How was
Won
that
all
not
three of them.
fun, bro?
And like, there's a silver lining with the journey from last season. There's a silver lining to all this. At the end of the day, the AFC, they still our sons. We the daddy. We're the pappy.
Hey, you had an
Jagaline,
opportunity, bro.
Jagaline.
Be, it, that's funny. Be mad at yourself, dog. Y'all had an opportunity to take over, to cement your spot, to put yourself in position, and we went 15-1.
Hmm. The Bills, the Ravens, the Bengals,
That's who shouldn't be
whoever.
having fun.
We
Your
own y'all.
season wasn't
Y'all our
fun.
sons. Y'all are still our sons. It don't matter.
We
Yeah,
Nicki Minaj
We
now.
lost the Super Bowl. We lost the bowl, but y'all still our sons. We've been running the AFC for a very long time now.
It still is.
Yep.
All
So
right, man. Get to our sponsor.
yeah, let's pay some bills, man. And for those in the chat, man, if y'all been seeing like that stream y'all referral link, man, I'm sorry, man. I've been trying not to hit that button, but the way StreamYard got this formatted, as far as being able to see comments like on the
Yeah, they
phone,
changed the format.
it's
All right.
trash. It's trash. I'm trying to get around it. So if you see that referral link come up in the chat, I mean, just please ignore that because that's
Is
been
that
an
what it is? You just
yeah,
tap it and it. Oh, okay.
yeah. That's been an accident. I've been trying to get around to putting the comments on the screen, but
Shit. Shit.
Anyhow, shout out to the good people on Underdog Fantasy, man. The NFL draft is coming up next Thursday. You will be able to
Huh?
So place your bets on draft positioning as far as like players and stuff. So use that promo code if you haven't already. Like if you don't have
Oh,
Underdog, you can download the app on Apple Store, Google Play. Use that promo code at Kingdom Cast, all one word. So you can deposit up to $1,000. You get back $1,000 in bonus credits if you use that
yay.
promo code. So
Yeah,
yeah, get you a nice
We got
start
some
there.
draft bets too. We should cook
oh,
up some draft bets and stuff. But
definitely.
Yeah,
And
week
I'm gonna
away from the draft, man. Have fun, man. Just have fun, enjoy it.
enjoy
Enjoy the spectacle.
enjoy it,
I'm
man.
I'm ready for WrestleMania. Let's talk about that.
yeah, we're
Look,
gonna get to that in a sec. But there's one more thing. If you haven't already, also download the Playback app if you haven't already. That's also on Apple Store and Google Play. And go to playback.tv/KingdomCast. Follow us on that room. We will be having some content leading up to the big night on Thursday, so stay
yep,
tuned. Don't want to miss
absolutely.
out.
I can't wait to watch draft day. I think we're gonna do that.
Oh we, oh we.
And
Draft
talk
day
about
commentary. Draft day
the
commentary. Yeah, we definitely gonna. Yeah, stay tuned for that,
Oh
y'all.
yeah,
That's
talk
definitely gonna
about
be
the
on Playback.
fantasy of that movie and how bad that. If we
yes.
do that, we got to get somebody that's like really in a draft room to really be like, yeah, this is such bull. Remember when Therese did it? When Therese
Yeah.
watched Draft Day, him and
Yep. I
Charles
remember.
Robinson's podcast. That's
Hmm.
one of the funniest podcasts ever, bro. Because Therese was just like, you would never do this. That's
Exactly.
a piece, Therese, man. I miss Therese.
Yeah, man. Therese, man. One of the best. One of the best to ever do it. So,
Yes,
so yeah,
sir.
you wanted to touch on WrestleMania real quick. I mean, we already got a wrestling platform called Two Words for you, but we can talk about that for a little bit. So, John Cena, this will be the very last WrestleMania ever for him. Big
Yep.
headline.
Heel turn. He's a
Hmm.
bad guy.
At the
He got
right
to win
time.
night two. He got to win Sunday night.
You want to know what's crazy? That's perfect. That was perfect time for him to turn heel on his
Yeah.
way out.
Yep. Why
Yeah.
not?
People been wanting him
He's
to
something
turn
he
heel
never
for so
did.
long.
Show people something they never seen before, man.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
I think
Trey, like, man, I don't want to talk about.
this is so yeah. I'm about to say this is something I don't really get into, but I mean like the traction, just the emotion. Like I was in a space and he's like, bro, he turned ill, and then they talking about Travis Scott just beating the shit out of Cody Rhodes. I'm like,
Yeah,
Yeah. Travis Scott, you will be getting punched in the mouth this weekend, bro. I just look forward to it.
yeah, brother, you getting punched on, brother. They gonna
Parlay, what is it? Okay.
he
uh-huh.
But no,
gonna
I think WrestleMania is gonna be fun, man. And
yeah.
where's the next Kingdom Cast broadcast?
Yeah, say
Uh,
the word. He say the word football a lot, I guess. I don't know,
Mhm.
but
we we can talk
anyhow,
about. I about to say, I guess we can, if y'all want to. I guess I can kind of talk about a little bit about red shirt.
yeah, get into it, brother.
Um, me and DG have conversed. We will be hosting the Red Shirt podcast very soon, very quickly after the NFL draft. So just because the draft happens, that does not mean that we're done in any way, case, or form. Uh, Definitely got a lot of stuff to talk about, especially Nico being definitely one of the conversations. Uh, I believe that that's just something I believe that we're going to talk about, especially is how college football has changed over the years. The aspect of NIL and the transfer portal. That's been something that we're probably going to converse about, as well as, I mean, again, we're getting to that point to where we got some teams who are having their spring games. We're having some teams who are refusing to, off of their own personal reasons. But I mean, all in all, I believe that this is going to be a really fun season. DG, I'm pretty sure he's definitely going to have his Texas stuff on because he's ready for that first year of Arch Manning being the main starter. Um, it's going to be a fun time. I definitely think that, especially if you're happen to be an NCAA football casual and you're just trying to get a little bit more information on it, I believe that this is going to be a fun time for you guys because we'll get into those local games. We'll get into the KU, the Mizzou, the Kansas States. As well as, of course, we're gonna have our games of the weeks, and I'm sure we're gonna talk about a plethora of other stuff. But I mean, I think that especially this is gonna be a really fun season. Yes, Ohio State and Texas will be talked about. Uh, we're shoot Michigan and Oklahoma. That's gonna be a game we're gonna be talking about.
Oh, Michigan, Oklahoma for this year?
Yeah, Michigan and Oklahoma are gonna be playing each other. Um, we're
Pretty
gonna be
much. Yeah, we trying to
uh,
take over every day of the week, bro. Kingdom
we taking
Cast every day of the week.
y'all spending y'all time on YouTube at night.
Nah,
uh,
hey, I need Florida State to return to their prominence and their glory,
I believe that's something
especially
that we're
after today's incident. We
I
need to
believe
return back to our glory and,
yes.
and restore the field, man. Come
I
on, get that
definitely
field back, man.
I
I
clearly
also
been out of the loop. So what was up on that? So what happened at Florida State today?
They had a school shooting, of course. Some
Oh
kid,
man,
yeah, got into his mama's guns, and I don't
yeah.
know if his mama helped or something, but she's like a sheriff, and man, it's just sad, man. It's
It
really sad that school shootings are become like
yeah.
normal because everybody on the timeline was like, it's like Florida school shooting, and then everybody was like, they was talking about shit, I don't even some superstar. Well, they was talking about Roman Reigns saying that he liked Trump all day, so that was more of a story than the
Yeah.
school shooting today.
Yeah.
bro, like who cares, dog? Like who cares about
So
who likes
I
who
mean,
in
but that's
politics, bro?
but I'm saying like that's how normalized that it is. Like I was in high school and we had a school shooting before we had a school shooting before like Columbine. Like it was like crazy.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
it is tragic, man. But it
Yeah.
it's just it happens so regularly now that it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
But my daughter's about to go to college pretty soon. And if y'all
Uh,
shoot up that school, we gonna have some
yeah. But to try and lighten up the mood a little bit, that is also something we're going to talk about is the state of Florida, the Florida State football program. Trying to see if they are able to resurge on their new OC Gus Malzahn. They
we just
brought
need a quarterback, man. We just need a quarterback.
we're going to talk about Thomas Castellanos. Um, but this is going to be a really fun time. There's going to be
Hey,
a lot of things.
you know what we should do? Quarterbacks that suck in the NFL should be able to go back to college.
Man, what? All right,
Okay,
anyhow,
we're not about to
man.
go
Like
there.
Daniel Jones should be back in. We should be putting
Oh,
put him in
absolutely.
a transfer portal.
What are
You
we
need to go back
doing?
to Duke? Absolutely not. Uh,
What are we doing, man?
but
But
it's
nah,
gonna be a lot of fun. I think there'll be a lot of good games, especially with the SEC. They flipped their schedule, so you're gonna see Bama versus Georgia again. This time it's gonna be in Athens, so
Oh,
that be really fun.
Chuck,
Uh,
Chuck act
Alabama.
like he wouldn't want Mizzou to sign up Kirk Cousins for the season.
damn, you could have said
Any,
somebody better than that.
yeah,
Anyhow,
no, we're not doing Kirk. Speaking of
right.
Mizzou, yes, Mizzou versus Alabama will be happening as well. Alabama
That's an L right there.
uh, Alabama will be taking a town. Will be taking a trip down to Columbia for a game. So that's gonna be a game day
They
later on.
gonna spank y'all, Chuck.
Oh,
Spank
brother.
you.
I have no comment. I have no
Belt the
comments
ass.
in regards to that game. I have no comments in regards to that game.
But it's gonna
Bama
be.
gonna whoop that ass. Whoop that ass. Whoop that ass. Thank God Almighty.
We also, I believe
Hey,
that's something.
hey, man, hey, you're doing too much now. Worry about your time out, time out, time out, time out, time out. Worry about your nose getting over 500 for a change.
Oh.
You worry about that.
Anyway, we're also going to talk about. If you don't know, I would love to talk about Oregon at some point in time. Dan Lanning, if you don't know, Park Hill South graduate. Yeah, he's from Kansas City. Head coach of the Oregon Ducks. Definitely seeing the state of the Oregon Ducks now. I mean, they had a really good year last year, and then they just went into the college football playoff and just got the doors blown in by Ohio State. So definitely gonna see the turnaround. I'm not gonna say the turnaround, but what the next year what year three of Dan Lanning is gonna look like. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, man. I think that it's gonna be you're gonna see a lot of things happen, and we're just excited to start talking about college football again.
The Red Shirt Podcast coming
Hey, we
soon
looking
to
forward to
Kingdom
that.
Cast.
Oh yeah, we gonna be forcing that. If you're not if you're not good enough to wear a red shirt, then you gonna need to go ahead hit that transfer portal.
Yeah, hit that transfer portal. That's our tagline.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so with that being said, man, I want to address a comment from earlier. DJ Scratch, yeah, the only reason I'm wearing this Lakers hat because the late great Kobe Bean Bryant, man. That's why I'm wearing this Laker
Of
Hold
hat,
on.
bro.
course.
I go ahead and
A
do this.
real Laker great, a
We,
real Laker great, dog. That's why I got the hat on, bro.
ladies and gentlemen, Chuck is a rogue. I said that to him.
He a what?
He a rogue Laker fan. He was
A
But
rocking,
broke Lakers fan?
and then Brock came in. He said, "I'm out of here."
but
This dude,
speaking of the
he
NBA,
been a
man,
man without a country. How long Braun been in LA? He just been a man without a country the whole time.
pretty much. But speaking of the
He didn't
NBA,
have to root. He didn't have to root for the Brooklyn Nets, the Warriors, the Celtics. It's just pitiful. It's pitiful.
Yeah.
The Clippers. You know
but
it's
not
bad when you rooting for the Clippers. You
man,
know it's bad.
Clippers. I'm not taking them serious. But anyway,
Chuck
speaking
said,
I
of
think
the,
I seen you in the Sacramento Kings chat once.
all right, chill out, chill out. You're going too far.
"LeBron,
De'Aaron
You're
Fox.
going too far. You're going
Chuck
too far.
said LeBron had no skill, but we ain't gonna talk."
Look, I ain't lighting up no beams around here. But anyway, speaking of the NBA, the NBA playoffs start this Saturday.
Oh god.
Who y'all got winning it all, man? Who y'all think gonna win it all in the NBA?
The Lakers. Braun.
Oh,
Braun and Luca.
oh Lord.
Um,
Okay.
Braun and Luca.
I definitely say I said if there's any time where it's apparent, and I believe that it's now. Uh, the time is now.
Braun.
No, it's time for Oklahoma City. I think
Hmm.
that Oklahoma City has been a team that you know you were able to go get acquire pieces. You were able to go get Alex Caruso. You're able to go get a depth bench that you weren't able to have last year. Jalen Williams, he's really developed. Shea Gildress Alexander's still showing that he's a
Did you
MVP.
just say Alice Caruso, bro?
Yeah, as a six man, yes,
He was a Laker.
he was a
He used to be on the Lakers.
yeah. I like Alex Caruso. You're seeing a lot of these guys take an extra step forward. It feels like now with a healthy Chet, this team is really gonna start making some noise. I
Chet
feel like
Holmgren? He's still in the league.
He's
he
young.
only
Hey,
20. This
man, country,
like
stop
20.
You know,
trolling.
hey, you
Stop
know I don't
trolling,
watch the
country.
NFL. You know I don't
Stop
watch the
trolling,
NBA.
dog.
I'm just
Chet's
playing with
like
Let him cook.
21.
you. Go on cook, man. Go on cook.
I think that for me, I believe that it's going to be a Celtics versus. I think it's going to be Celtics versus Thunder. I think that it's going to be that time, and I got the Thunder winning in seven.
Okay,
Go,
see.
go. Make me do a basketball podcast, bro. I know some people. I know some people.
Look, we
I
can
know
do
some
that.
people that would
Uh,
love to talk basketball.
we
Chuck, you're not allowed on the show though, so don't even smile. You're not
Hey,
even allowed as a
LeBron
guest.
trash.
y'all
LeBron
just don't
ain't
want to
got
hear
it.
the truth. But with
Right.
that being said, okay, see, I feel like they need another year. That's for me
Yep.
personally. I feel like they need another year, then they may be ready.
Late
As far
show.
as far as the Lakers go, I
Lake
do see a
show.
I do see a path where they can get to the Western Conference Finals, and we'll see from there. Because
Lake show.
the only reason I say that is because I don't trust Ant Man. I don't trust them against the Lakers. I don't trust Julius Randle. He's a playoff
Mm.
choker. If the Lakers play the Warriors, I don't trust Draymond Green to have some integrity and play the game the right way in that series. So
It's
yeah,
not
you
about.
have.
Uh,
Lake show.
I think that
I
this
don't
Warriors
even like the
like
Lakers.
this team is a
I don't
lot
even
different
like them.
than this team. I believe that if you're incorporating the game of Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy is for real. Um, the fact that he's able to do that, I believe that it really depends on. I'm a big bench guy, so if Golden State's bench is not only healthy but they're being productive, i.e. Moses Moody, uh, Buddy Hield coming off of the bench, and Jonathan Kaminga, and you still got Quentin Post who's still doing his thing. If you got a multitude of those guys who can give you solid production, I mean Golden State. I believe Golden State can be an absolute threat.
Oh yeah, they definitely a threat. But my thing is this: at the end of the day, bro. I will be rooting for Golden State if they play the Lakers, but I just it's hard to trust Draymond Green. It's hard to trust
Man,
Draymond, man.
get
That's
us
all I
out of
got to
here,
say.
man. Get
But
us out of here.
but with that but with that being said, bro, I think the NBA champion gonna come out the East, man. It's gonna be either Boston or Cleveland, and it may be Boston again, repeating. But that's how I
Look,
see it.
if the Lakers win,
Lake
Chuck,
Show.
Chuck, you might as well just go ahead.
Hey, listen, if the Lakers win this year, that would be my very last time watching the NBA till LeBron retires. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Go Lakers. Go Lakers.
Man, forget y'all, man. Uh, all right, all right. So that's gonna wrap up the show tonight. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share our social media platforms. If you're watching this
So
on Twitter
we got
still,
one more tell the truth, and then next week, next Thursday, next time you see us, it'll be draft time. So that's dope.
Draft day.
yeah. So, but yeah, if you're watching this on Twitter, don't forget to hit the retweet and like button on your way out. Yeah, next Thursday, man, big day. Of course, you gotta tell the truth. I'm sure they'll be back on again to give their final predictions on, how the Chiefs gonna draft and whatnot, and they maybe talk about some other teams across the league too. And then, till then, man, be on the lookout for some content leading up to the draft, just in general, dog.
Oh, I got one more thing.
Uh,
Shout out Kingdom Queens. They went ahead and they joined Arrowhead Attic.
Look at
Uh,
them.
we salute to them for sure. They definitely they're doing their thing. If you haven't, show love to them.
they on the show or they joined the network.
They joining the network,
They joined the
Oh, okay,
network.
so
cool.
they doing their thing, man. So
But yeah,
definitely.
that with that being said, we out of here, Chiefs Kingdom.